takeoff. The smoke is on. Let's take a look out there. Bill Stein, the Zivko Edge 540, the guy who flies the slot position in the Collaborators. Now you see the color of the airplane now as he moves away from you and toward you and rolls the airplane around. That airplane's going to change color as he climbs through 400, 500, 600 feet above the ground. He's got what he needs to do just a little bit of aerobatic flight for you. Snap rolls the airplane once and now reverses that roll with an aileron roll to the right. With me here on the stage, Brian Norris, the team coordinator for Team Oracle. And Brian, you've been working with Bill Stein a long time, haven't you?
Oh my gosh.
That's right, Rob. Fortunately, I've known Bill from his time with the Red Bear and Stillman Squadron, and most recently as the coach of the Flag Riders, and also personally I've been doing a lot of flying with Bill to kind of fine-tune my formation flying. So he's an awesome individual to fly with, and you'll see just how great of a pilot he is in this demonstration.
Right, 3/4 of a snap roll. Now watch him running out of airspeed. He almost reaches the clouds, kicks on the left rudder pedal, comes back in with the power, puts it into a 3/4 turn spin, and then brings it back to show center. How many horsepower in this Zivko Edge, Brian?
The engine that Bill's flying right now, Rob, is approximately 320 horsepower.
So that's just about what he needs to keep up with these outside maneuvers that he will do with the Collaborators as he does a reverse 1/2 of a loop, slowing the airplane down, letting it settle as he goes into a falling leaf. Watch this. He's right on the edge of a stall. You can see the aileron, the wings going back and forth just a little bit, slowing it up. The power will come in as he slows it down, pulls the nose up. Watch him. 325 horsepower. He's actually gaining altitude, working on the hover.
Yeah, Rob, he's actually only using right now about 90% of the horsepower available. Keep in mind that this aircraft has probably 3 times to 4 times the horsepower of your average passenger car, and it weighs maybe 1/3 as much, so you can see exactly what that's capable of.
It's extremely maneuverable with a roll rate of some 400 degrees every second. It is a dizzying roll rate where if you got a clear day, it's green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue really fast, isn't it?
That's right, Rob. And actually, most people in the audience are probably most familiar with this particular aircraft because it is used extensively in the Red Bull air race competitions, which are held all around the world, and also extensively in world-class aerobatic competitions.
Now, as you look at this super slow roll, you can actually see the aircraft change color. It has one of the most unique paint jobs that I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know how he does it, but it's pretty phenomenal.
Well, I've talked to Bill about the paint, and I'm not sure exactly who makes it, but it's a chromatic paint, they call it. And the only thing I know about it is the paint costs upwards of about $2,000 per gallon. And I don't know what makes it do what it does, but it is pretty cool.
Well, it's expensive enough that I'm not going to be doing that in my living room, I tell you. He does a barrel roll. That's a very, very complicated, simple looking but complicated maneuver, isn't it?
Yeah, and actually you'll see the Collaborators rocking the barrel roll. It involves pitch change, roll change, and actually if you do what we call a military style barrel roll, the aircraft will change heading by 90 degrees. And it doesn't really make sense if you watch it from the ground. It doesn't feel like it, but when you're in the airplane, you do notice that 90-degree heading change.
Now, what he's going to do is start, watch him kick the rudder. That's a dink, and then puts it into a knife edge spin. Using that right rudder real hard, that dink maneuver is to train early on aerobatic pilots to understand the gyroscopic action of the combination of that 325 horsepower engine and the propeller to make it look like a gyro to make the airplane tumble. Now you have to do that as well when you fly aerobatics, right?
That's right, Rob. What we're doing is, for those of you, if you remember when you were a kid, you used to take the wheel off your bicycle and spin it really fast and you try to tip it, and you would notice that the reaction was 90 degrees in the direction of the rotation, and also 90 degrees to the left or the right, depending on which way you tipped it. Well, basically what Bill's doing is using that propeller, which is a high-speed spinning disc. He's using it as you did with the bicycle wheel when you were a kid. So it's not so much an aerodynamic maneuver, it's using the gyroscopic properties of the propeller to help tumble the airplane end over end.
All right, now, high-speed pass. He's going over 220 miles an hour, right? Up he goes over the top. Now watch as he gets to the top. He does 1, 2, 3, and 4 snap rolls across the top. They call that the quadruple avalanche, a roll with 4 snap rolls on top. Now, a snap roll sounds very snappy and very cool, but actually for those moments the plane ceases to actually fly, right?
That's right, Rob. A snap roll is no different than the term you hear of a spin. It is basically a spin being performed either in a horizontal plane, vertically up, vertically down. There is no difference essentially in the inputs other than they're happening a lot faster.
This is called a knife edge pass, Brian Norris, when the power of the engine and the vertical stabilizer and just a little bit of the fuselage provides all the lift. The wings aren't doing anything but keeping it straight up and down.
Yep, the wings basically become the vertical stabilizer. The vertical becomes the elevator, and Bill was actually using a lot of that surface area on the fuselage to help maintain his altitude. It's one of the advantages of a biplane, like you'll see Sean fly later, is being able to fly the airplane on the fuselage.
There's that dig again, kicking the rudder hard left and right. Almost last pass, almost 45 degrees of rudder deflection to make the airplane go back and forth. Snap roll once and twice. How about that? Would you join me in a nice round of applause for Bill Stein from the collaborators? And Brian Norris, we're happy you're up here too to help describe that. Thanks so much for being here. And of course, the collaborators, when you get to fly, is kind of a combination of folks bringing you from the Tutima Academy of Aviation Safety and also Oracle Corporation.
That's right. Hopefully the folks who see the collaborators later, we're pretty well assured that that will happen with the weather, but the collaborators are led in flight by Sean Tucker, who's sitting at the end of the runway waiting to take off to do his solo performance. Sean's 27-year-old son Eric will be one of the wingmen on the team. He is also an instructor at our school. Benjamin Freelove, also an instructor at the Tutima Academy of Aviation Safety, will also be flying on Sean's wing. And of course, Bill Stein, who you just saw, flies the slot position. And anyone who's familiar with the military demonstration teams, the Thunderbirds, the Blue Angels, will learn that the slot pilot is also has the responsibility of being the safety pilot on the team. He can see everything that's happening, so we put the most experienced formation pilot we have in that slot position for the collaborators, because not only does he have the experience to see what's happening, but in the debriefs and the briefs ahead of time, he's able to just fine-tune the team and make them into what we consider to be the finest formation aerobatic team in the country, in what we call a low show, and we'll also have a flat show depending on the weather conditions. We don't want to be caught by surprise and find out that we can't do our full show, because the last thing you want to do as an airshow pilot is improvise or try to come up with something at the last minute to fit it in the conditions we have. So we've been training just down the road in Warrenton, Virginia all week, and even though it was beautiful weather, on a couple of our training flights we actually trained as though we did have 1,000-foot ceilings. So